with Maria. Maria is the principal investigator of the University of Coimbra. Maria, you have many titles, but we know you like to call yourself fresh something. How do you call yourself? Freshwater ecologist. So please give us a fresh conference.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you, Jordi, and thank you for the organization of this session, also to the organizers. Thank you. So I'm going to make a different presentation. I'll present you the One Aqua Health project, which is an European project that I coordinate, and more specifically, how we use the digital tools within this project. But to start with, so this project is composed of 13 partners distributed through 10 countries, from Portugal to Israel. And we have a very diverse community within the project with very different skills. Our concept is, first of all, that we need to protect the urban aquatic ecosystems to promote One Health. So this is a very specific look into the One Health concept, but as you will see, it is also somehow very broad. So we started from the idea that within cities we have rivers and streams, freshwater ecosystems, that if they are well preserved, they can promote the health of people in the cities. As you know, we face several global changes. I'm naming here only 3 of them. One is the urbanization. 70% of the world population is predicted to be in concentrated in urban areas by 2050. I think this number already increased, in fact. So we are concentrating in cities. We are occupying more and more the natural landscapes with construction, impervious areas. At the same time, we are facing climate changes. The world is warming up, and we have also more frequent extreme events like high precipitation leading to floods, and also on the same side, on the other side, we have more droughts. All these on top of a freshwater biodiversity crisis caused by the increasing in pollutants circulating in the waters, and the urbanization, which is causing a huge decline and a fast decline of the freshwater species. I don't know if you have an idea, but 1/3 of the freshwater species are under risk of extinction. In a recent study, we found out that 50% of the rivers, well, those that we studied but covered the whole planet, are below good ecological condition. This means that the aquatic communities are no longer at the minimum acceptable level for maintaining their survival and the functioning of the aquatic ecosystems. So when we look into the cities, we have also this problem of degradation of urban freshwater ecosystems, very dramatic. And these degraded urban aquatic ecosystems that have been covered, you don't see them anymore, or they are heavily polluted, or highly modified, they are a source of diseases that can affect animals, plants, and also humans. So there are a number of waterborne diseases and vector-borne diseases that can affect humans. And at the same time, we also have a degradation of the human well-being caused by the degradation of the urban environment. We don't think a lot about that, but the noise in the cities, the air pollution, the water pollution, the lack of natural areas cause many problems and distress to human population. And this is aggravated by the climate changes. On the other hand, we have the nice picture. If we had only healthy urban aquatic ecosystems, they could be a solution for many of our problems and contribute to more healthy population and to a more sustainable world in general. So they would provide better air quality, the vegetation filters the pollutants, they would provide water quality, the roots filter the water pollution, better soil quality, also better climate, because within these natural areas, the vegetation surrounding rivers and the water, they lead to a lower temperature or to a high humidity. We have also services such as flood mitigation, and they would provide nice areas for improving physical and mental health near everybody's homes. Because small streams, and I'm not only talking about large rivers crossing cities, they are everywhere, or they should be everywhere in most of the cities. Sometimes we no longer see them. And they would constitute thus a barrier against the emergence and spread of human diseases. So, in One Aqua Health, we want to investigate some research questions related to this. First, how is urbanization affecting the aquatic ecosystem health, their integrity, the processes running in the aquatic ecosystem, their communities, and also the aquatic biological health. This is the part of the diseases of the animals and other organisms that live in these ecosystems. This is a poorly known effect. And an almost unknown effect is how the degradation of these aquatic ecosystems leads to a degradation of human health and well-being. So we think it happens, but it's not proved. So in One Aqua Health, we have these key objectives. First, identify the level of integrity of urban aquatic ecosystems. Then, determine adequate early warning indicators that can lead us to predict disease outbreak risks, integrate live Earth observation data, which can be very useful in this process, and use them also as early warning indicators, develop a tool to allow the selection of measures to act upon these early warnings, and engage stakeholders by raising their awareness and give them tools to act and restore the ecosystems and thus the human health in urban areas. As there is a lack of some information on this whole process, we need to fill the knowledge gaps by doing practical experiments. So we are working in 5 cities in Europe covering climatic gradient, and also in cities with different cultural backgrounds, how people see the nature in cities, how the streams and the ecosystems have been restored or not. So these cities in Italy, Benevento, Coimbra in Portugal, Ghent in Belgium, Oslo in Norway, and Toulouse in France, is where we are deploying experiments in the streams and also with citizen science activities. We selected in each city 20 sampling sites, so 20 streams. Altogether, we have 100 sampling sites where we are investigating the health of animals, plants, the ecosystem, and humans. We cover the whole biological complexity from microorganisms to vertebrates, and people that are vertebrates, of course. So these are some nice images of our fun work. We already collected information, for example, on not only mosquitoes, but adults of insects. We also collect invertebrates in the water. Many people don't know or don't think about that, but the mosquitoes that we see, they live as larvae in the water for a long time, and then they eclode and become mosquitoes that bite. But they are also in our samples of invertebrates. These samples are used officially in all Europe to assess the biological quality of rivers, so we can make here a bridge that is not being done. Then we also sample fish, we sample birds, and other organisms. So this data that we collect in these 100 sites will add to the river monitoring databases and biodiversity databases to study the aquatic ecosystem health, and we'll add also to public health databases and biodiversity databases to study the biological health. The urbanization will be obtained measures of urbanization from Corine Land Cover and Copernicus databases, while for human health we'll use also human and public health databases, and we'll collect also new data. So now the digital solutions. The digital solutions in our project are used to store this information, all this information from the different sources, databases and field information, to analyze them, to integrate them, and make them available. And with all these, we want to build an environmental surveillance system focused on urban areas and aquatic ecosystems, so based on this one digital health concept that Ariel explained. So which tools do we have? We'll have an open information hub where we congregate all this information. The hub already exists now with only basic information, but it will contain also the visualization of our outputs, of our models, and support tools for decision making. All these tools will congregate in the open information hub. So we'll build also predictive models. We are in the process of getting together different sources of data and different data, and then we'll have these issues of interoperability. And we want to build models that are able to predict the risks for human health based on the aquatic ecosystems and biological health. Then we'll determine also early warning indicators, so predictive variables that are capable of expressing this relationship. And finally, we use these models to simulate the effect of climate changes and also rehabilitation scenarios. If we do this to improve the streams, what's the consequence for the human health or for the risks for human health? So these models will be based on machine learning and most recent AI tools, we expect. We'll also have a citizen science application. This will be georeferenced information that citizens will collect, and they intend to monitor, to contribute with new data to monitor these urban streams and urban rivers by giving us information like the flow permanency or the different colors of the water, or if it's, is there abstraction of water, or are there cuts of riparian vegetation, or do you see some invasive species appearing in the vegetation, for example, among other. So these is things, little things that are very important to build an environmental surveillance system that they are not monitored at all in smaller streams, especially in urban areas. At the same time, by...
Maria, we need to
yeah,
finish.
Almost. Okay. At the same time, this will raise the awareness of citizens and will also contribute to their health because they will have to go to these natural areas to monitor the streams. We'll have also city dashboards where we'll be able to show some graphs and the results of our analysis. Here are just some examples. And finally, we'll have in the hub also a decision support system. This intends to congregate information and allow decision makers to decide how to act upon the presence of certain problems in the urban streams, because often decision makers don't know how to deal with things that happen, and that sometimes they even contribute to an increase of degradation because the management is not adequate. So this is just an example of a manual for river restoration. We can do here things like this. So finally, just follow us in One Aqua Health Information Hub. We also have a Facebook page and an X account, not Twitter anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. We leave the questions for the end, for the discussion.
Okay.
Please. Now we have Frederick.